Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drakewing Gaming. It's me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you with the Let's Play episode of Shelter, Buri's Path. Y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Alright. How far does your true potential reach? Mine? Not far, really. I can just see some things more clearly. Then what is your plan exactly? He looks at me, surprised. Well, I can't really do much, but you're powerful, right? You attempted things nobody else would even dare to dream of. And you said you were just one step short from succeeding, right? Yeah? Sounds like a little more clarity is exactly what you need. Now! We managed to separate and lure him when we needed to. We dropped a heavy giant metal crate on him, and now he has no choice but to listen to my voice. It is impossible to connect in pack mentality with a monster. Even with heightened clarity from my companion's mana, that would still be an unachievable feat. If it was not for the fact that I still had my brothers anchored to this side of the cycle through my own soul, I permanently broke my own being to keep us connected, in hopes that they would use me as a way back someday. But this is unnatural. This is against the very rules of nature. I feel myself breaking, and the cracks within me are filled with the same chaos that consumed my brothers. Unbearable pressure builds up within my bones, and it feels like I'm starting to melt from the inside. I know this process very well, theory at least. This is the end of me. And right there at the end, I can finally feel my brother's presence, far in the distance. And far in the distance behind me, I hear my companion calling out to me. Now, with his power. My howl pierces through the noise between us. He stops moving. He looks at me. He trembles. The white glowing eyes flicker. He whines. The liquid light gathers up and it runs down his gruesome face like tears. There's clarity returning to his eyes as I approach and put my hand over his giant snout. Thank you. I knew you would come back for me. Oh wow, there's actually tears running down his face. Oh shit, that's a good detail. Notice that. His skin dries up and crumbles under my touch. Then his whole body slowly breaks and turns into dust. I've played this moment countless times in my head. I had dreams about it, a fantasy to ease the hopelessness of our fate. I imagined it would wail out of happiness, an endless stream of tears, maybe laughing. But there's none of that. For the first time, I simply feel at peace. And then there is that heavy, oppressive feeling pushing against every crack of my mind. Forces of incomprehensible magnitude drown me in mortal fear. I have committed the gravest sin against nature itself. The world is furious. Oh shit, we made a powerful enemy today, huh? Just like I brought Chance back from the chaos with the sound of my howl, now my companion does the same for me with his laughter. I slowly raise my head to look at him. A powerful enemy, indeed. Finally, a smile. It suits you. It really does. And an even more powerful friend. Come on. 10 more to go. Buri, what are you doing here? What am I doing here? 9. Buri, sure didn't expect a familiar face here. What took you so long? 8. Buri, are Dexter and Trip with you? I'm glad, I'm so glad. 7. I can't believe it! Buri! Brother! Am I real? 6. Thanks for pulling me out of the shit you caused in the first place, you asshole! You absolute fucking tool! 5. Tangle roots. Tangle roots. Cannot pull us apart for long, huh? 4. Burry, I was so scared. But we both were, weren't we? 3. Burry! Burry, it's me! It's me! You remembered! Even when I forgot, you remembered for me! 2. Is that you, Burry? Ha! You sure look so much better now, brother. 1. Something changed within the temple. It is waking up and the monsters are running away. But Gus did not run. He's much different from the others. He sought us and cornered us in one of those spacious halls right at the edge of the temple. There's a big hole in the wall and the whole place is covered in a thick layer of snow. The white canvas of our battlefield gets riddled with splashes of black and red as we clash in a duel beyond our limits. He's too powerful, too massive, and too smart for just the two of us to trap him. My howl alone is not enough to reach him. He's in the pain and desperate to kill us. But I am not afraid. For the first time in my life, I am finally certain of what needs to be done. I raise my hand and let the words of an unknown ember flow through me. I feel my broken being mend with names, memories, and feelings I have just torn away from the grasp of the world. They crystallize into power that even death itself will not be able to take away from me. One after another, my brothers wake up. They take forms of ice creatures, but their hearts boil with life. They all howl in unity, and Gus lets out a loud scream. He reels, fighting us with all of his being against the grasp of corruption. As the snow around us melts, and crimson crystals sprout by my feet with each confident step forward, me and my friend rush in to deliver the final blow. Damn. Proud of you. I climbed the tall ladder to the turret's control room. I have not been here that many times in the past. Even my comparatively wide knowledge finds little use in investigation of the relics. I am glad I could at least assist Luke with my fighting prowess. With my brother's help, we were able to protect the turret long enough for Luke to fix it. As soon as skies set ablaze, the monsters dispensed and shelter returned to its full functionality. Everything ended happily. Well, not everything. The giant monsters on the horizon. They stood unmoving even in the radiance of the skies, and only left after it. Never mind. It's gone now. Shelter is safe. That is the bottom line. What matters now is making sure that Luke is safe too. Luke? As soon as I open the door, I am hit by the odor of burnt hair. Luke! I stumble over tangled cables to reach the source of that smell. Luke lies flat on the ground, clenching a couple cables so hard that veins on his hands pop out. In panic, I kick him away, making him let go of them. His muscles are also stiff. I put my nose to his mouth to check his breathing. He's not breathing. Oh no! Oh no! I hurriedly push my fingers against his neck to check for a heartbeat. At the same time, I'm already straightening his head from mouth to mouth. His pulse. There is none. I immediately push the claw tips of my free hands into his chest muscles and send sharp waves of mana into him, synchronized with my own heartbeat. How long ago had his heart stopped? It could not have been more than 5 minutes since the cannon shot, right? Definitely nowhere close to 10. Come on, Luke! I plug his nose and breathe air into his mouth. With my control of magic, I can work on reactivating his heart reactivating his heart at the same time to provide him with air. But is this going to be enough? What if... No, don't even think like that. Even if I have to sit here and do this over and over until I starve, I shall. I refuse to let it end like this. Come on. Come on, Luke. Do not leave me. Gah! He regains his breath. His muscles relax. Burry, I did something really stupid. I've seen some shit that you wouldn't even... I squeeze So tight he loses it in the air, he just managed to wheeze in. I'm so glad, I'm so happy. It's fine. There's so very little you could surprise me with at this point, really. I hold his face between my hands and look him over. His thinner body hair is singed, but there does not seem to be any deep damage. At the very least of not physical nature. Who knows what state his core is in right now? What if he needlessly lost even more memories? What a sad thought. I feel like I've lived again through those times we first met. It helped me. You know, I forgot how confident I used to be. I put my hand on his head and brushed through his slightly crunchy hair. He wobbles, so I rest his head on my lap. He must be exhausted. I like you just the way you are. Are the monsters gone? Yes, you saved everyone, Luke. Like you always did. He suddenly sits back up and stares at me with wide eyes, like he remembered something urgent. Hurry, there's a giant monster coming to shelter. It's gone too. And Rune and Max. Those two are fine. They never left shelter. What? Then... Just calm down. Everything is fine now. Nobody's in danger anymore. You deserve your rest. I get a hold of him and pull him to rest against me once more. There is still that lingering nervousness in him. I keep petting his head to calm him down. Yes, there's no reason to think about that now. I myself cannot help but shudder, thinking about the destruction that would happen if that creature reached us. The toll it took for us to avoid that fate was comparatively, small. I'm aware that as much as I may resist, I will not be able to keep that memory like I did of my brothers. As a single tear rolls down my cheek, I feel the last traces of grief irreversibly evaporating from my spirit. Luke holds my hand, brings it to his lips and kisses it. He then holds it by his cheek. I rub it and scratch it gently. I also kinda saw that night we first, You know, us together in that cavern. But it cut right out before the best part. Oh! Yes, such is the nature of exciting dreams. They tend to cut out right when they start to get your heart pumping. We haven't done much together recently. Kiss. Kiss! Yes, perhaps he is right. He has gone through a lot today. If that is his will, then... I embrace him tightly and take a deep whiff of his scent. It is so rich after this whole ordeal. Sweat, blood, excitement. I can read his journey of the past few hours from those scents alone. I know that maybe we should not spend our time here on indecencies right now. We barely managed to avoid a major crisis, and our help could be needed somewhere else. But at this moment, my priority is right here in my arms, and the person who dedicated his life for us, yet was neglected by everyone, even by himself. I promised I would make him happy. If passion is what he needs right now, then it is important and fully deserved. Or maybe this is only a convenient excuse for me. The fire growing inside me is definitely not born out of obligation. I want him. Ha! Don't lick me, it's tickling! He turns his head towards me, laughing. Before he has the chance to say anything else, I drag my tongue across his cheek and towards his mouth. Our lips connect, and I take a taste of his mouth. Like my long repressed lust guide my body. My heart pumps with fire, and the seal of restraint breaks. He knows that he cannot resist my strength. He also knows that this powerful body is devoted to his protection. Over time, he slowly relaxes in my embrace. At first, he looks to be taken aback by that. He reluctantly tries to move away, but I pull him harder towards my body, and we both let out loud, passionate moans. I start exploring him with my free hand. I unbutton his coat and put my fingers under his clothes. Both of us shiver as my big, rough, padded hand traces over his smooth belly. I love how receptive he is. With each movement of my palm, his breathing pitch changes slightly. I wonder if my fur tickles his sensitive skin. Without breaking our kiss, I lean him back slightly, supporting his back with one of my arms. I trace over his sensitive sides with my other hand, and then let it rest over his pecs. Alright, I'm going to pause it right there, y'all, because I'm evil. Anyway, thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank y'all for all I do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silverman. Thank you for going a bit above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you to our gold tier patron, Trezum Guy. You're awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to Ultimate Tier. Anyway, if y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access to all of our not safe for work contents as little as $5. Alrighty, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!